The Earth in Peril, Climate Chaos Unleashed. Imagine waking up to find the weather outside unlike anything you've ever seen before. Flash floods swallowing streets, snowstorms with unprecedented ferocity, and deserts spreading rapidly, encroaching on once fertile lands. This is not science fiction. This is the reality we are beginning to face. Across the globe, we've seen a rise in extreme weather events. Flash floods, once considered rare, have become more frequent. In places like Southeast Asia, sudden torrents of rain have turned city streets into raging rivers in just a few hours. But it's not just heavy rainfall. We're also seeing snowstorms that break records for both snowfall and intensity. In places like the Northeast US and parts of Europe, winter storms are growing more violent, stretching what was once predictable and manageable into something dangerous and unpredictable. And it's not just wet and cold conditions either. Deserts, particularly in the Middle East and Africa, are expanding as the planet warms. As temperatures rise, formerly arid areas are seeing even less rainfall, while crops fail and people are forced to migrate. The cause of this disruption? It's the rapid rise in global temperatures. Over the past century, the Earth's average temperature has increased by about 1.2 degrees Celsius, yet the impact of that increase has been catastrophic. The polar ice caps are melting at an accelerated pace, sending fresh water pouring into the oceans. The polar regions are warming faster than any other part of the world. In the Arctic, sea ice has thinned by over 40% in the last 40 years, and glaciers are retreating faster than ever. This isn't just an environmental problem, it's a global one. As the ice caps melt, water is flowing into the oceans, causing sea levels to rise. It's a slow process, but with each centimeter, coastal cities around the world are inching closer to disaster. Miami, Jakarta, and Venice are already facing regular flooding. Some projections say that by 2100, sea levels could rise by as much as 3 feet. That could mean the submergence of low-lying nations, like the Maldives or entire coastal regions. Cities that have stood for centuries may be washed away. And it's not just the threat of sea level rise. The flooding of lowland areas is already happening. In Bangladesh, rising seas are forcing millions of people to flee their homes. The same is true in the Pacific Islands, where entire communities are losing land at an alarming rate. These lowland areas, which used to be safe, are becoming increasingly uninhabitable. Salt water is poisoning freshwater supplies, and crops can't grow in the saline soil. With each inch of rise, the map of habitable land shrinks. The question we all need to ask is, how much longer can we ignore the signs? Climate change is no longer a distant issue. It's happening now, and its consequences are unfolding before our eyes. But there is hope. The future is not yet written. If we take action now, reducing emissions, investing in renewable energy, and rethinking how we live, we can still make a difference. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Remember, the climate crisis is a global challenge, but together we can face it.